and of course, Memakatlo is going to be giving us a lovely introduction of the gentleman who, of course, is in high spirits with Mosebetsi Omutle. And one of the good things that he does is with Mosebetsi Obima, yet Omonati for him at his age. Memakatlo, at this juncture, with Seboneti Hore Mohlomong. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Temple Trail on a beautiful Friday morning, 12th of June 2026. I am Makatlo Khotle. Noxie Potato has been kind to allow me to come and spearhead this conversation with her. We have a special guest in studio, like she said, and he's none other than the CEO of Metropolitan. Now, this man is quite young, like Noxie has said, and I'm almost tempted to ask, are we mid-30s, mid-40s, but I don't want to falter anything. So I'm going to allow him to introduce himself to you, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday morning, and head on to our Facebook and see this conversation live. You can also partake in the conversation by sending in your questions and comments in the comment section, and let's do it together. #Let's engage. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, man.
How are you?
No, I'm very well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time at Motsoahae FM.
This is my first time. I'm very happy to be here. The beautiful studio.
See, that's what I like to start off with. Yeah? Nice studio, you like?
No, I like it.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for saying yes when we called that day. Please say hello to Bahali here listening. I know that they're anticipating this very much, and to introduce yourself to them.
I'm very happy to be here. Lebitso la ka ke Rethabile Motsoahae. Ke itlhalosa ka tsela ena hangata. Heso ke Tshenola mane ke holetse Tshenola. Ke mosebeletsi wa altare kerekeng ya Roma. Yeah, that's if you really want to know me, that's
so a local guy.
Yeah, I'm a local guy. Ke holetse Masego mona. Heso ke Masego.
Ne? A lot of people recognize you because, you're a local. They've seen you around. That is why when we said we have the CEO of Metropolitan coming by, social media went abuzz. So I just know that we're not just talking amongst the four of us. There's a whole nation watching. Ne? No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here.
One of the questions with the background that you already mentioned, one would know how did you come about? How did this you being a CEO come about? Because it's a journey. You didn't just start about varsity CEO. It started somewhere. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So maybe just continuing in who itlhalosa se ke boletse dintho tse pedi tse important ya ho ya boraro important ke ya hore ke kene school life high school, and that's where I found life, ke kene di high school tse ka bang tharo tsena tse ding kaofela ke le ka leleko ho tsona. Of course, very justified. I think the principals and my teacher never justified. Ne ke tswa Tshenola ka behavior ba bana ba Tshenola at our age during those times.
Interesting.
So ke le ka lelekwa. Then until I end up at my alma mater, which is Life High School, and I tell a lot of people, when you go to Life High School, it's not we want your future. Well, at least during my time, then high school and then high school. But for me, that defined how I live my life now. Because in that moment, in the deepest valley, that's when I found life. I found two things very profound for me. A background doesn't matter. The school that you go to doesn't matter. If you've got good support system, if you've got belief that you can do something, You can, and we did it very well. I mean, in our time, Life High School, ke ha re tla tla ka this motto wa hore lilies bloom from everywhere. In our time at Life High School, it was the first time Life High School we bali my student of my first class. It was 3 of us.
Wow.
And I was in the top 3 Lesotho kaofela during that year in 2008.
Wow.
School. That is the school that built me. I went there with no hope, but because of the support and love that I got there, and this thing in life sometimes rejected by people, it's easy to then go in the direction that they are casing you in. It is such a fortune to find that positive anger and bitterness to say, this is not where I end. And that's the decision that we made then. So that has been driving me all along, if you can check. After that Life High School story, I've just been pushing in a way that I don't even understand. That background built me.
That is so deep, eh?
I think with the aspiration which you got from the fact that you are from a background which has had a lot of challenges, and then you turned that into a positive notion to you to say, I want to do better, I want to better myself. How did that help in terms of people you live with, specifically from where you come from? Because that's a motivation. Having lived from Tenola, like you said, it's a background which has a lot of community challenges. Now you move to a Life High School. Already there was not much which could be done out of Life High School, but with the peers that you were with during that time, you tried as much possible to change that narrative. How has that motivated you to say, I want to be a CEO? Where did that motive came from during that time?
Essentially,
could you say, yeah.
How did you turn a test into a testament?
Yeah.
I have to acknowledge one thing, which was, I even think at one life, I had said to one boss when I was talking to him about my succession plan, I was like, no, I don't think I even want to be a CEO. I must be honest. I never started off wanting to be a CEO. I just found myself in a situation that now and then when I do my work with the people that I work with, people got to believe in me. That helped me believe in myself. And I, again, in my community where I come from, in my church where I go to, I found myself just leading, being in those areas where, because people now trusted me after everything that I told you. I mean, during our time when I went to university, I was the 4th person from our village to go to university. Now there's thousands of people, there's many people who are at university. I still know them now because they still talk to me and we still talk about some of their challenges at varsity. But that changed that perspective to say, okay, meaning I can do other things. I can do bigger things. Then in my life, I've always been about then, what else? What else? But like I said, it was not about reaching the CEO role. It was what other good can be achieved. Okay. How good can it be?
Okay. Yeah. There's also you having left life with a good result. Now, can we talk about the journey into varsity? Also staying as focused as you had to be, because now you had a dream, you had a way forward, you had a future that you were seeing that, okay, this is promising now. How focused were you during your varsity time?
Thank you very much, Knox. Unfortunately, life works a little bit different. So I was excited. We got first class. I got to join a few events. I got to get a few awards. Then I went to university, I met my wife in our first year. You kind of live in the vibe now.
Oh yeah, varsity is quite an experience, eh?
Yeah, then I forgot old is good principle. So when you look at how I left anyway, I got a first class in BSc Information Systems.
Wow.
When I graduated, I was top of my class. But you won't believe my first year, I had to sub 2 courses.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, because I went there with excitement. I forgot all those principles. I forgot all that hard work that I've been through. Then I was enjoying my success. And sometimes this reminds us in life that success comes. But there's a quote that I love. Success is good, but it's not owned. It's earned every day. So at some point I forgot that. Then I tripped back. But then quickly, because now I had this motto like, I'm a lily now.
Yeah.
I bloomed from places that people never imagined. I must always be white and kunti. Then I came back, and ever since, that also pumped me forward. Like ever since, when you look at my second year up until my 4th year, it was a different story. But when you look at my first year, you will see like, bra was confused here.
Just a follow-up question on that. I understand that you had your first class. Now you are going to varsity. There are the pressure that comes with a lot of, best performing students being pressured to do certain courses and stuff like that. Do you feel there was a lot of pressure with the choice you had, or you feel it was your choice in as far as pressure was concerned?
Yeah, so what I started at varsity, I went because I passed very well. I did science like everyone. You do BSc General. Then when I was there, I was fortunate enough, there was a program that was very new. It's called Information Systems. Then the guys approached us, the faculty approached us, and I was one of the students that were doing well at that time. Then I just registered. I didn't even understand what it was, but I didn't like maths that much. So I could see that the journey that I'm taking, I'm going to do a lot of mathematics, and this journey, I'll do more computer, less mathematics. So I just chose that. But my teacher, when we left like high school, the ones that were supporting us, they told us, you have passed. Don't aim too high. Go in there and do like education. Our teachers were very protective of us to say, don't think because you've passed here, you'll do very well in varsity. So that there was that pressure to say, don't choose difficult subjects. You are from life at school, choose the safe subject. So that pressure was there.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Ntate, for that story that you've just relayed to us. Now, fast forward to your career. All of these experiences that you went through, the milestones that you acquired, how did they inform the kind of leader that you are today?
Sorry. So as a leader, I believe in 2 things. The first one is I believe in work as an opportunity. And I remind all people that I've worked with, I remind them that this is an opportunity. And we must grasp it, like we must never let go of it. Because this is how you make your life. This is how you take your kids to school. So I make it so personal. So even for me, it was so personal because before I got a job, I always thought when I got a job, I have to go back home, help my parents, build a house. It has been so personal for me to get a job, right? It was very important for me to help my family, and which I've done. So I try and remind people that this is a big opportunity. The second thing that I believe in is I found leaders in life that showed me the purpose, showed me how good it can get. And I've always believed in leadership where I show people how good it can get, show them the future, show them the purpose. And we can all rally behind that. Because sometimes just telling people we are doing this and this and this without telling them this is how good it looked like when you've done it. You show them the picture that this is how good it will be when you have done it, and they'll follow you. So those 2 things are quite important for me. But because I'm also a person who's deeply rooted in Christianity, I believe in seeing people as people and leading people as people.
That's amazing. Okay, Kahola, one of the lovely questions is Christianity. You keep reminding us about church all the time. How crucial is it as a youngster from a community of Lesotho where, in as far as success is concerned, you have to collaborate with church? Because to be honest with you, it's many of youngsters who don't see much purpose in church now that they are successful and have money. So can we talk about that?
Yeah. So look, in life, you've got to keep your heart in something. Otherwise, you're going to lose your heart. You're going to find yourself traveling roads, not knowing where you're going.
An anchor, yes.
Just because you can, because you've got money, you've got to keep your heart somewhere. For me, the journey that I've traveled in my deepest valley at Life High School, there's a big epiphany that I had, which was I started really engaging with the word of the Lord. And it said something to me that, a lot of people know me by using this verse that I say, which is from Philippians 4:13. You can take it very lightly, but when you read it, it says a very strong message that no matter where you are, if you truly believe, you can literally do everything. You can literally achieve everything through Christ. So for me, it has been my anchor. I keep my heart there. I was explaining to my team, because when I joined Metropolitan, one of the things that I heard people talk about was, hey, we hear he goes to church every day. Like, I thought maybe they thought I was going to make a church there. But I told them that for me, to keep my spirits up, because you have to work on your heart and your spirit. You can't come every day. You will be depressed. You will be overwhelmed by life. You need to keep your spirit going. So for me, that's how I keep my spirit. So you can anchor it anyway, but you must have an anchor, otherwise you're going to lose it. Or you're going to find yourself numb and just going through your life.
Yeah, through the
very
emotions.
numb. You're going to go like this. So for me, because I want to go spirited every day, I work on my spirit and my heart. I live to myself. Otherwise, actually, the jobs that we do sometimes are very hard.
Yeah.
They can actually, depress you if you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear
Kehola,
you.
one of the interesting questions that I would love to ask at this moment would be, you now, before Metropolitan, started somewhere. Can we talk about that journey?
Yeah, my journey is not as interesting as it would seem.
Okay.
I tell a lot of people, like, Mama Katle, when she was saying I'm very young, I was like, I'm a very old person now. When I was 29 years and I was an executive, a senior executive at Star Institute, then I was a young executive.
Oh, yeah.
Then I had the privilege that I was a young executive. Now I'm a 36-year-old CEO. It doesn't mean...
Hey,
like
In Lesotho,
you're younger than me, so still young.
in Lesotho, that's a milestone. That's a level of reaching something so huge, because now we talk about Metropolitan. That's a big company in the country, one of the biggest giants.
Yeah.
So you having to be a CEO at your age, at 36, people become CEOs at 56, some not at all. So can we also talk about your job in cooperation with your studies?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the journey?
So I'm a techie. I originally did BSc Information Systems. That's computers,
Okay.
with a little bit of commercial in it. So even when I started, I worked at Standard Bank. I lectured a bit.
Okay.
Because when in the past at NUL, when you get like good grades, like I was a first class, they will help you get your honors and they will give you a job. So that's what happened to me. I worked at NUL for some time. That's why I have a brother of mine who studies there, and I tell him the best thing that you can do at NUL is just get a first class. It will solve a few things. Just get a first class. Like it's a basic thing. It will solve a few things. It's not the answer to all the problems, but for me, it solved a lot of things. I got a job at NUL and I taught. Then Standard Bank was interested in me, and then I came. I started in finance doing things around data and information systems, nothing to do with business. Then I worked on a few projects. I think the defining job for me, which connected the technical background that I had and the business, I was a head of product for Standard Bank, so looking after all the products. It's a technical job, but you also do a little bit of business, because now you do pricing, you understand customer. So it connected me on this side. And I had a pretty amazing boss then said to me, look, I think you've got the right talent. Let's help you get an MBA. So I went and did an MBA. at GIPS, which is it's a business school for University of Pretoria. It's in Sandton. So I went there for about 2 years. So that transitioned me into management and business administration. So I did a whole lot about business now. So then, like, I was already in a pseudo business role as a head of product. Then after doing my MBA, I think 3 years later, then I got actually into a business role where now I was leading people and selling. You know, I tell a lot of people that I never thought I would be talking to customers and selling. So now I know that it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take anything. Even if you're a technical person, even whatever your background, doesn't change anything. I mean, I never thought I would do it just because I was not accustomed to it. Now I do it all the time. My job is to talk to customers. So that's how I transitioned. I think I really appreciate my technical background.
Yeah.
Over those technical background, I think you do need to at least overlay understanding of the business environment, customer environment, legislative environment, economics, you know, things like those. They help me. They help me a bit.
Yeah, so quite a vast document there. Let's advance our conversation now to Metropolitan, the company that you're now at the helm of, Ndati. Give us a sales pitch of what Metropolitan is. How would you sum it up?
I love your tagline there. So Metropolitan's tagline is "Together we can." We're saying exactly the same thing. Metropolitan, for me, I mean, ever since I knew companies, ever since I could see companies, I saw Metropolitan, the bank that I was working at, and other huge companies. Metropolitan is a foundation of insurance companies. It's a foundation of also of our society. I mean, this is how I understand it. And it's a very vast business, as you said. It's huge. It's got a lot of history. I mean, we are pumping up now, preparing to celebrate 60 years next year.
Wow.
So it's a lot of history that the company has had with Basotho. With history comes a challenge that you've been there longer and you probably haven't done so. You probably have failed a few people over the line, right? And that's part of business. We understand that. So for me, I think the big thing about Metropolitan now is how do we use our strong legacy and foundation? When I walk around, talk to people that work for Metropolitan, like they have true belief in Metropolitan. When I talk to customers that have had over 30 years with Metropolitan, they have true belief, and that gives me hope that even if we are where we are, there's a lot of work that Metropolitan is doing now around technological advancements, because we have to. Remember, we're coming from a legacy business. There's a lot of work that they have done in the past year to revamp their products and all that. And that's the work that I'm going to continue. Because the big thing that we want now is to bring back the true promise that Metropolitan did when it came to Lesotho. And you would have seen me talk about it now since I arrived. Metropolitan is a business that's here. We are here to you and Metropolitan together as that's why you would have also seen us in like big sponsorship that we have done over the past, because we really want to collaborate with Basotho. So I think it's a company that's you will feel and see it. When I think about it in the next 2 years, I think a lot of people, even those that vow they don't want to work there, they will want to work there. Because it will be really back to the glory that we have known it to be.
One of the key issues also is the products and services which Metropolitan now provides to Basotho. So I'd love to know, Rena, so far in office, where do you feel needs more improvement in changing lives in the community of Basotho? For you said already, it's been almost 60 years in Lesotho, or the formation of Metropolitan overall.
So there are two things. I think there was one other problem which we just solved now by introducing a live cover product. So we've introduced a live cover product, which is quite beautiful. The banks, Basotho are taking mortgages. People are liking it because it solves that problem. We have a CMA and Now you've got a life cover here, because Basotho originally used to have life covers there, and a lot of people wouldn't even access their life cover over the border.
Yeah.
But now we have localized it here, and it starts from as little as 500,000 based on the needs of abantu. I think that was okay. The two areas that you will see us doing quite a lot of innovation is we understand the integral part that is being played by being able to save money for the future. And as Metropolitan, this has been one of our corner solutions that we offer Basotho. So we are busy working on those solutions now to actually make sure that we can get this thing right and it works very well for Basotho. The second one is, obviously, we need a little bit of innovation as an industry around the Tamaza, how we treat our funeral products.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot of work that we have started as Metropolitan around that, talking to Basotho. We have our sister company in South Africa we're trying to understand there's a gap there that if we can solve it. People think everyone's got a funeral product in Lesotho. Actually, a lot of people don't have a formalized funeral product in Lesotho. No matter how you see these big insurance companies like Metropolitan doing well, we are very far from reaching the right market. A lot of people still are excluded and are doing funeral by contributing by Zamechat. We need to solve something there, and that's something that I'm quite committed to solving.
You spoke earlier about people being inclined to join your company, that because of the prowess that you hold. Talk to the young people of Lesotho. What opportunities does Metropolitan Lesotho offer to young Basotho? We are in the midst of the unemployment, scourge that's really troubling us. We don't know what the future holds. But with companies like yours, I think that if you say there's hope, we'll find ourselves gunning for those opportunities.
Yeah. So there are two things that I want to say before I talk about Metropolitan. I think one of the big crises around youth unemployment now is there's also a trend where we are starting to choose jobs, and we don't want to find ourselves there. I don't want to make examples with other countries, but we don't want to find ourselves with youth that find themselves in a corner because they think some jobs are not good enough. What I've believed in, I make an example that the jobs that we did when we grew up, between school, because closing school, you have to work. So even now when kids are in university, when they are home, they need to do something. I encourage my brothers who are studying university to say, guys, what are you doing now? Go and do something. You need to prune trees. You need to work. No work is little. You need to do work. And I think in addition to that, when we get work opportunities, no matter where we start, because sometimes people get discouraged. I'm educated. I'm at a very low level. Now they are already aspiring for something that will come 3 years later, and they don't do a good job. So whatever job that you've got, hold it and do it very well. I promise you, when I was in Life High School, there's this maths teacher that told me one thing that I never believed it's so profound. Hard work. It doesn't matter. Hard work pays. The formula, mathematically, that formula works. Hard work pays in any type of job that you've got. So sometimes I talk to young people looking for a job at Metropolitan and say, you're not going to get a scientist job here. We have very limited jobs. You're not going to get an actuarial job here. We've got very limited jobs. I can offer you a job in an office admin something. I can offer you a job in insurance sales. There are areas where we can offer you jobs. Do those jobs very well. You will grow quickly. A lot of people think for you to be CEO, to be executive, you have to work. You have to have 20 years of experience. I worked in my former employer. I worked for them 9 years, and I was a senior executive. I didn't have to wait for 20 years because every opportunity, I started very low like everyone else, but every opportunity that you get, you have to master it. So if I can talk about us, there are very few things that we are looking into as Metropolitans around actuarial skills that we want to ensure that we work with the ambassador to build those skills. Obviously, it goes with maths and statistics and things like those. So I think it's areas that we'll be looking into. Another area that is quite important is we're moving from just selling insurance but into advice, where we want to have financial advisors. We don't have a lot of financial advisors. They're not even certified, most of them in this world, right? A lot of a person can just up and sell insurance. We want to move ourselves to an advisor level where we can have a full conversation about financial advice with our customers. So I know there's quite a lot of people that are doing this in their studies. Those for me will be an area to watch. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you.
Yes, I wanted to ask, Korana, as a company, in any climate, any company faces challenges along the way. Shed some light on some of those that you have experienced since becoming CEO and how you were able to overcome them.
Yeah, okay. This is a difficult one. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think personally, and I'll talk about the organization. Personally, is for me to change from banking to insurance industry. It's quite hard. It's not as easy as one could think about. I mean, I thank God that I'm not the one who's doing our financials and all those kind of things. Like they are very complex. The actual work is quite complex, but business is still business. It's about sales. The other thing that I think as a company is there's quite a lot of work around our culture as an organization and how we show up. For me, it's not a new thing, but I've seen in large organizations, culture gets diluted and you find a different culture in that corner, in that corner, in that corner. So bringing back our people to that one culture, it's the biggest task of my life at this point in time, to say, this is how we want to show up as Metropolitan. This is what we want our culture to be. I think it's a very difficult thing, especially in a large organization with over 400 people that you're trying to bring each and every one together.
My goodness, 400.
Yeah.
Look at you. High five.
Okay, Motsoahae, one of the things is, of course, you did touch base on the current projects which you feel interested in developing in Metropolitan. Motsoahae man would want to know, what could they expect out of the Bona? What is it that they're going to gain as Basotho, as the community? I think that would be this question for this moment.
Yeah, something that I won't shy away from Kehorim. We have savings products, and some of them over the past, especially with the turbulence in the economy, the wars that started after COVID, there's been so many things, and some of these products haven't really worked very well for Basotho. So we're busy in the work, ensuring that we bring quite an adequate product that will serve that need, because we respect the need. When I have money and I can save it, hangane to build up for my kids' future. So there is some products that we have launched now around Bokamoso, where you save for your kids. It's performing much, much better now. But there's quite a lot of work that we're investing in ensuring that these savings products perform the way that Basotho expect them to. And how do we shield them from market performance and the challenges in the world? I think that's quite important.
Okay.
Product we are going to annuities. This is where people go for pension and they buy annuities or with us. There's quite a lot of improvements that we have done in those products to enable the value to low improve service much quicker. The third one, Kenya, the funeral product that I spoke about, I think Basotho can expect to see something from Metropolitan around that, where we expand our reach in terms of getting to offer this product to people that we wouldn't even have offered in the past.
You did talk about a saving. How much? From how much? from as little as how much?
The current product that we have now, I think you can say from as little as 500. I think 500 per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right. Yeah, one of the things that I would love to ask at this point, you did touch base on the issue of legacy and how essential it is that Metropolitan has, over the years, continued in developing their own legacy, and it still remains over the years. And now you join them, and you feel that is also another essential aspect of the company. So I'd love to find out from you, Rena, for you as a leader through Metropolitan, what do you think legacy mean at this point?
Yeah, I think a lot of us want to do good in the world, and sometimes we don't. I mean, I remember with me, I thought I need a different environment, I need a different place. I shouldn't be working in corporate to do good. It's very easy to think like that and say, no, I'm in a corporate, so I don't get. So for me, I've got a personal agenda that I have also shared with my team at Metropolitan, that one of the biggest things that I want to leave in Metropolitan or wherever that I'll go is I would want to ensure that people, our people, the people that we lead, they are in a state where they believe not only that they own the company, but they're in a state where they believe and they feel like they are contributing to the purpose of the company, which is why. So, but to do that very well, it's also changing the lives of people that work at Metropolitan. People who have worked there for long, but who would say, there could be so many issues. So my personal kind of ambition is to ensure that we can touch people's lives and change them. So for me, when I come in January 2026 and when I leave, the metric that I'll look at, how many people's lives have improved. And I get improved, I mean they got new jobs, their lives changed, they can take their kids to better schools, improvement of the lives of the people that have been put under my guardianship, right? Not kilo, because so for me it's about the people that I work with, the improvement in their lives will satisfy me. For this company, my message, my belief and my aspiration, we are stewards. We are holding it in care for the next generation. And for me, if it has had 60 years, we would love to see it have another 60 years. For us to do so is to have this company profitable and sustainable. So that will also be the legacy that we want to leave for the company, to ensure that this company remains very profitable and sustainable. Hiring more basut. I mean, we've got quite a lot of people working for us. It will be good to have even more and keep the company sustainable. I think those are the things that I will try and achieve. I think the last one for our customers is, I'm very inspired by the confidence I saw someone who told me I've been with Metropolitan for 30 years.
Wow.
I think if we can keep that, we can get that confidence the customer as I want to say, we want to support this company for the next 60 years.
Okay.
That will be the legacy.
My goodness. So much depth in that. Thank you for sharing yourself with us. Honestly, you have truly lived from the inside out. You've really shown us your heart, and we are so grateful. Leave us with a word of hope. There's so much bad happening. Negativity is really superseding anything else right now. But from my listening to you, you're somebody who can really truly impact us by leaving us with a word to ponder on beyond this conversation.
Oh, thank you very much. Two things. The first one is optimism is the only radical choice. It's very easy to look beside us and get confused with our mission and our purpose because of the things that are falling around us, because of the things that are happening around us in the world. Being optimistic and keeping that light on and pushing is the only thing. I mean, all things will pass. When they pass, I mean, a lot of people were talking about things that we saw in America. Someone said this thing to me in a very simple way. This thing will pass. We have seen it before. It's just 4 years, just 5 years. You keep yourself, you want to die now because of this thing. It'll pass. It's 4 years. So during that 4 years, better survive. Be optimistic and keep working hard. It will work out. You don't have to see it. Now, the last one is Matthew 17:20. The Lord tells us that if you have even as little faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And I truly believe that.
Amen.
I'd love to ask a teaser question. There is also a statement here which is quoted, I believe is from you, on our post. It says, lilies bloom in the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that in just a few?
So this is our statement from Life High School. It's put nicely there. Our motto is, even behind the toilet, white flowers grow.
True.
Wow.
That's what it means. Even where we were at the deep end, we bloomed. And there we had white flowers. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I tell a lot of people that even if you can say to me, it's been 10 years, I don't see the way. It doesn't matter. From anywhere, lilies grow. You just need to keep your trust in the Lord, but you need to work hard. So that has always been our motto. It doesn't matter the foundations. That's what happened in Life High School. Then when we got the success, we had T-shirts written even behind the toilet. Lilies grow.
Oh, that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly just 2 minutes before we get to 10 o'clock. Kimara Farm, K on 6.9. Of course, it is Tempo Trail. It's Friday morning, the 12th of June, 2026. We are here. And of course, if you just got here, we are definitely done with the CEO, Mr. Rethabile Motsoahae, the youngest CEO, I believe, in the country at the moment, because he says he's not young, but I believe he's young. Anyway.
He's not. I know a few. Yeah.
Trust me. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into Mohala Farm. And thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 minutes before we get to 10 o'clock.